It's Bria Marie. Yeah, you might want to subscribe. And that's on period, sis. It's Bria Marie. Yeah, you might want to.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. What's good? Where you been? More like where I've been, I know. Nonetheless, if you are new, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, and become a part of Marie Mafia. Simple. And Hair Deets is Amanda Hair on TikTok shop. If you are wondering, if you follow me on TikTok, I got a quick little review up there for the girlies who are going to ask for the Hair Deets. 13 by 6, 32 inch, 220 density. This is what all the hair put to the front. I know this is not what the video is about, but I know somebody's going to ask because the hair is absolutely tea. Nonetheless, let's jump into the video. By the title of the video, you can already see what it's going to be about. And by my cutesy little shirt. How cute, how cute, how cute for the theme. So, let's jump into this. So, this video is about the magic shroom trip that I can say absolutely changed the trajectory of the way my life is going, honestly. This is about my shroom trip that I had back in 2021 that absolutely opened my eyes to the way my life was going, where it was headed, and what I have to look forward to. It was just a bunch of crazy shit, right? So this happened in 2021. I was about 26 years old, and this was probably my second time doing shrooms at this point. Overall, I think I've done shrooms a good 3 or 4 times in my life. I'm not the type of person that just does them for recreational use. Needless to say, this is not me promoting shrooms or anything of the sort at all. I'm not promoting any use of any types of legal or illegal drugs. No, social media, you got to be very precise on how I word things. But I am not promoting the use of anything. This is just my experience. This is just for entertainment purposes only. Now, like I previously mentioned, I've done shrooms a good 3 or 4 times in my life. I do not feel like it's a substance. It's not a plant, a medicine that you should use for recreational use. I use it for spiritual reasons. If I want to dive deep into something, if I need answers on something, I may do shrooms. Heavy on the may, because the way shrooms open your mind, this is not something I can see somebody wanting to be on tripping, for that matter, every day. Now, this was my first actual trip. I've microdosed before, you know, and yeah, but I haven't never until then had a full-on absolute like trip. And I know you've probably heard of people having trips where they see a bunch of colors and shapes and things moving. You can actually hear colors and you can visually see music and you know, all the crazy exciting shit you hear about shrooms. Right now, well, I will say that the state of your trip absolutely determines your mental state, your environment, and who you are around. Heavy on your environment and who you are around. And for those reasons, I took this trip solo. This was a solo trip I took when I was home alone in the house by myself in my room. I did not want my phone in my hand. Didn't want to watch TV, although I did watch TV in the very beginning of my trip until it actually like really hit, right? So I didn't want anything. I was listening to music and just really meditating and talking to my higher self and just, you know, things I do regularly spiritually. That's what I was doing. I went into this trip with intentions. I was at a point in my life where I was very lost. I was so lost. I was conflicted. I was confused. I was stuck. It felt like I didn't know where to go. I didn't know which road I was supposed to turn down. At this point, I was 365 pounds. I was big, fat, stuck, lost, and confused and terrified. My life wasn't going anywhere. I didn't even know what step I should take next. I honestly went to, if it wasn't for me having a child, probably would have kicked that bucket. Like, I was in a very dark place in my life at the time. Very dark. I now know, now that I am further on my spiritual journey, I know I was under spiritual attack. At that time, I wasn't aware of any of that. So, you know. But I was in a very low vibrating state, which, you know, made me an easy target. And I just did not know what to do. I prayed and prayed, still prayed. Prayer is always the answer. That's not what this video is about. Meditated, asked God, asked my higher self, asked my ancestors, you know, for some insight. I need help. Can somebody please help me? I need to know what I need to do. What do I even have to look forward to? Like, what is life? So, needless to say, that's the mindset I went into this shroom trip on, right? This is what I went into the trip on. This is the mindset I had when I went on this trip. So, I bought a candy bar from now one of my best friends. I bought a chocolate shroom bar that was, I believe it was 4 grams of golden teachers, to be exact. And them motherfuckers taught. When I tell you, it taught me a crazy ass lesson. So, I'm eating the bar. My girl had hooked me up with a little playlist she thought would be good for me to listen to some music, some visuals to look at. So I was sitting there doing that until, you know, I just felt like this is not what I need right now. Not right now. So I turned all that off. I sat in the dark and I just meditated until I was met with a visual image of childhood me standing before me, and she was just looking up at me like this. I'm just looking at this little girl like, oh shit, bitch, you me? Oh shit, this is little me. Oh my god, this is a child in front of me, first of all. So now I'm automatically in like protective mommy mode of this child that's standing in front of me in my mind's eye. So I'm visualizing this child while I'm in this meditative state, right? Actively going through a trip. It's starting to peak, like it's hitting, right? And I'm just sitting there with my eyes closed, meditating, and in my mind's eye I'm looking at this little girl who is my childhood self. I say she's about, I want to say this was peak me, so about 13-year-old, very vulnerable me. And at this age is where I probably started to make some of the choices in my life I'm not proud of, right? And she was just like, I love you so much. And she said, I do know at a point in your life at some time you did not love you. You did not love this version of you. And she was referring to her younger self. She says, you didn't love me. And I forgive you for not loving me. Because I know you now love me. But I also know now you don't love you. And I need you to love you. In order to wake up to get to who you're supposed to be. I'm counting on you. Like, these was this little girl's words to me. This 12, 13-year-old little girl. These were her words to me. So I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? Like, what do I need to do? What's wrong? What do you need? And she's like, it's not about what I need. It's what you need. So I'm like, mind you, this was a very deep trip for me. I've never had a trip before, like I said, and this is what it consists of. And she was like, I have something I want to show you. Can you go to the movies with me? So I'm like, to the movies, girl, how we gonna get there? I'm thinking about all the things that are not even a factor. Like, just bask in the trip and in this meditative state that you have entered, and just go. You ask all the wrong questions. How we gonna get there? Who's taking us? Da da da. Girl, a little bit shy. Do you want to go to the movies? So I was like, okay, I'll go to the movies with you. So as we're going to the movies, she started changing into like other age versions of me. Now I'm seeing her as 7 and 8-year-old version of me. I'm just like, oh wow. And I'm just feeling the love I have for myself. Like the little the love I have for the childhood me. And it's so crazy because at that phase of my life, I was actually actively healing my inner child and doing a lot of shadow work in that point in my life. So it was very interesting how God, the universe, spirit, delivered this message to me. It's like they delivered it in a context of which my mind at that time could only comprehend, because I wasn't as far in my spiritual awakening as I am now. So I wasn't hip to a lot of things that I am now, you know. So the only way for them to convey this is to put it in movie context where I can visually see this. It's like they showed me my Akashic records in movie form. Simple, right? And so that was something they did for me, and I guess I pretty much told you what it's about to be about. So we went into the movies. We're sitting there right now, the movie is playing, the credits are playing and everything, right? And I'm just seeing, we're watching this movie in first person. Like, we're seeing the movie from the eyes of the main character. So I'm not knowing that I'm watching my life at this point, right? So I'm watching it from her view and everything, and this girl, and they start showing certain clips just like from different ages of my life. Like, it's like an autobiography movie form. It's crazy. So I'm watching parts of this movie and I'm seeing stuff play out that I remember in my actual life, and I'm like, the fuck, is this a flash? Like, this, I remember this. Like, it was the craziest, most intense feeling of deja vu. Like, the craziest. I know we all experienced deja vu before. We know what that feels like. It was like the most intense feeling of deja vu, just sitting there. It was like actually experiencing it in real time over again. You know how you go through deja vu when you're like, I feel like I've been here before. I feel like this happened before. Like, no, it was me actually sitting and living in it. It was so crazy to explain. I don't even know how to explain that. But I'm watching old memories play out in present time. I'm just like, wow, I remember how I felt in that moment. I remember this exactly. I remember this. And as the movie is playing out more, it's like they were giving me clips and tips and tricks and hints that it was my life. But I wasn't quite sure. Now, we started getting to the end of the movie. The movie was so good. It was showing me like where I was at in life currently at that moment, when I was 365 pounds, unhealthy, feeling like death, looking like death, and experiencing a roadblock in my life. And it was showing me, like, in the movie, she had two paths she can go down, and it was showing me the path to where if I changed my life, what would happen. And baby, it was so crazy. It was so mind-boggling. And at the end, it backed up from first person and into third person, and I finally saw my face. I was not able to see this girl's face throughout this whole movie. I was only able to see her experiences and shit she was going through and things that was changing in her life, and it showed me what was to come, all types of shit. And what's so crazy to this day is some of the shit that I saw that was to come has already played out in my life. It's so insane. It's already played out in my life. And I was shown how strong of a manifestor I was. I was basically shown my destiny in movie form, because I guess that's the way spirit felt like I would be able to properly comprehend it. And so it was telling me, basically, the trip in the meditation state was basically telling me what I need to do to change my life. Not everything, because that's not how life works. They're not gonna just give you the answers. Life is meant of trial and error for a reason, because you have to go through things to learn things. But they were showing me a lot of things that could happen if I don't change my life. They also showed me the road of what would happen if I didn't change my life. And that's what really, the part that they showed of how my life could become so grand and oh my God, and what I got to look forward to if I really stay focused and, you know what I'm saying, lock in, that shit turned me up right there. I was like, oh word, I could do this. I'm capable of doing that. Mind you, some things that they have shown me is already played out, and that shit's so fire. So I'm already so excited with life to know what I have coming forth, right? But when they showed me the part of which my life could turn down into, like the road my life could go into if I was to steady down the road I was headed. And baby, that shit scared me straight. That shit scared me straight. Like, oh my God, that shit made me get on the motherfucking good foot. Do you hear me? When I say it absolutely changed the trajectory of my life, because I knew that was not who I wanted to become at all. At all. Like, at all. It was like the furthest of what I ever wanted. And I actually have a little experiment I would like you guys to do with me, which will require you to close your eyes. It's actually something I also include in my weight loss course. If you have not purchased, I suggest you do if you are on a weight loss journey. But this is something I included. It's a little 5-minute experiment, not even, that I would like you to partake in. So you are going to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine yourself 5 years into the future. Except for your life is going down the complete opposite road in which you intended it to. The opposite of what you imagine for your life is taking place. It is 5 years later. You hate your life. You hate your body. You hate your job. You hate your daily routine. Everything about your life you can't stand. And one night, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're in bed eating pizza, scrolling social media, and you come across a picture of yourself from 5 years ago. You're just looking at you like, damn, if I could just start over from now. If I could just start over from right here. This version of me, when I thought I was too fat, I thought I was too undetermined, too unfocused, didn't have enough money. If I could just start right there and build myself up and start over, I swear I would. And you're just looking at that picture from yourself from 5 years ago, wishing that you had a second chance. Open your eyes. Here's your second chance. You are now back in present time of yourself from 5 years in the future looking back at, right? If you had the mindset of which you can view into the future, of what you can be potentially open to if you go down the wrong path, would that be a little nudge to help you go on the right path? Well, if so, here's your second chance. Wake your ass up and make a change. But nonetheless, this shroom trip basically helped me quantum leap. It started the peak of my quantum leap. And I have officially quantum leaped. I mean, I'm sure those who know me in real life and who's tapped in spiritually about that type of shit know that's what took place. But I really am still flabbergasted by the way that message was delivered to me in that trip. And I don't feel like I could have got the same message had I been around somebody else, had my environment been different, had I did the shrooms with a group of people or even one other person. And you know, I just don't feel like the outcome would have been the same. But if you are going to take a shroom trip, I do highly recommend you go into it with set intentions, with a clear mind, and with no expectations. Because everybody's trip is different. Everybody's experience is different, needless to say, right? So go into it open-minded, prayed up, protected, spiritually protected. Even if you gotta read a few scriptures from Psalms 101, Psalms 23, so, you know what I'm saying? We can get into that, you know what I'm saying? Protect yourself. Because you don't know what your vessel will be open to. But this is a story time on how shrooms basically helped me quantum leap. If you want a part 2 or more in-depth spiritual videos, definitely comment down below and we can tap into those at another time. But that is going to be all for today, you guys. Quick little story time on my most in-depth life-altering shroom trip. If you liked my video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in another one.